Hi guys, in this video we are going to see about a very common mistake that even a professional software engineer makes with data structure. This is a very classic example which is using an array as a substitute for a hash table or dictionary. Arrays are designed for sequential access to elements using numeric indices, whereas hash tables or dictionaries provide efficient key value pair lookups. Let us consider a scenario where a programmer wants to store the population of cities and access the population using the city names. Instead of using a hash table or dictionary, they decide to use an array to store the population values, with the indices of the array representing the positions of the corresponding city names. Here is a sample code snippet of the same, which is implemented in Python. Here I am initializing an array with 10 elements and I am storing the city population into the array one by one. Here I am just storing only the population of 3 cities. This piece of code looks perfectly fine and it works initially, but it suffers from several limitations and inefficiencies. Let's see one by one. First is sparse data. If the programmer wants to store only population values for a few cities, and if he uses an array, it results in wastage of memory, since array needs to be allocated with a fixed length. In the above example, even if only 3 cities have population values, the array is initialized with 10 elements. Second is non-numeric keys. Array rely on numeric indices for accessing elements. So using city names as index requires maintaining a separate mapping between the city names and the array indices. So it requires additional memory and additional processing. This can lead to increased complexity and also potential errors. Third is inefficient lookup. When accessing population value, the program needs to be iterated through the entire array to find the corresponding index for a given city name. This linear search operation can be slow and inefficient, especially when you are dealing with a large number of cities. So, in order to address all these things, a more appropriate data structure like a hash table or dictionary should be used. These data structures are specifically designed for efficient key value lookups and dynamic allocation of memories as needed. Using a hash table or dictionary for the same scenario can be implemented more effectively. Here we have the code snippet for the same. Initially, we initialize an empty dictionary and store the population values of the cities one by one. Accessing the value is also straightforward. In this example, using a hash table or dictionary allows you to directly access the population values using city names as key. By using this data structure, you get efficient lookup because you can search any city population in the order of 1. Also, it offers more intuitive representation because you access the city population as population of the city name instead of population of 0 or population of the array index. And it also avoids the wastage of memory because these data structures are dynamic. So the memory is allocated whenever needed. So, dear programmers, the next time when you want to store a data that corresponds to a key and the most frequent operation on the data structure is search, then go for hash tables or dictionaries instead of arrays. Thank you. Happy learning.